Hello, this is Opal Singleton of Exploited Crimes and Technology, coming to you every Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock right here on AM 590, The Answer. Well, the beat goes on, folks. This is just the craziest time of our life. I have so many cases of kids playing on the internet, and you just can't convince them that it's not going to happen to them. They are absolutely, I said that backwards, they're absolutely convinced it won't happen to them, and they send off that naked photo, and then next thing you know, the trauma begins, and that's when it ends up with us. This show is brought to you by Million Kids. That is spelled MILLION, millionkids.org. We are a local organization that works nationally. Until COVID, traveled all over the United States. I am a post-certified law enforcement trainer for subjects of sextortion and social media exploitation and what we now call CSAM. That's a fancy word for child pornography, but mostly also sex and labor trafficking. And so our organization serves as the training and outreach coordinator for the Riverside County Anti-Human Trafficking Task Force. And Riverside County is really, really fortunate to have such a fine task force. We are only 3 task forces in the whole United States that has been funded 3 times by the Department of Justice to educate other task forces and help them build the task forces in their community. And that's the role I play with the task force as their training and outreach coordinator. But it also means that I get involved with real cases. And so I take calls from parents who have kids, and sometimes they find us on this show for what it's worth. And they have kids that maybe has sent a photo or in some sort of trouble online. And it's just absolutely tragic when that happens and the whole family gets involved. But I want to talk about first today. We have guests today, and so I'm not going to take a lot of time because I'm really excited about our guests. But I want to just update you on a case that we talked about in the past. If most of us that follow this show know that we have something called Million Kids Insider Alerts. And if you don't belong to that, if you haven't signed up for that, please go to Million Kids, MILLION, millionkids.org, and sign up for Insider Alerts. We announce new cases often 2, 3, 4 times a week of cases of sexual exploitation and labor exploitation right here in the Inland Empire. But sometimes we analyze other cases, and other times we talk about advanced technology. It is the best way to keep yourself informed. It's only 5 or 10 minutes at the most, and you get all the details, and so you can be right up to snuff on all of this stuff, okay? So headline came out today on The Patch. I love The Patch newspaper, by the way. These people are legitimate news agencies brought to you through City News Services. And the headline is Temecula Girl IDs Corona Man in Sex Crimes Investigation. So I want to start at the end a minute. In December, we had a case that I did an insider alert on. The accused, and I want to make that very clear that this is the alleged accused because he is pleading not guilty, and we need to give him that benefit of the doubt. But he's a 36-year-old man accused of engaging in sex acts with a 16-year-old girl that he met online. So back in December, he came to the attention of the Riverside Human Trafficking Task Force because Hemet Police Department learned that he had allegedly been involved in a sex trafficking case of a 15-year-old girl. Now, my Sergeant Menchaca, is the one that is sharing this information with you, and he said that investigation culminated in a search of the defendant's residence with a search warrant where they found numerous electronic devices. At that point, he was arrested and posted bail. At that time, he was charged with unlawful intercourse with a minor, contacting a minor for the purpose of committing a sex act, and disorderly conduct. Well, what happened is we put out an insider alert, and we're not absolutely positive that this is how the lead was generated, but it says that this individual saw something on social media and decided to come forward. So we send out these insider alerts to thousands of people. And what happened here is that a 16-year-old girl from Temecula contacted the task force after reading this social media, and she recognized him from the social media posts regarding his arrest. The teen alleged that she encountered the defendant via an online chat room platform, and he ultimately convinced her to meet in person. You know, that is exactly how it happens, folks. The tragic part of this, and that's why we go out and educate. We've now educated more than 500,000 people, so they know not to go out and meet up with that individual. Literally, out of 9,000 kids a day that are being blackmailed across the United States, 58% of them will go out and meet their pedophile trying to negotiate that photo rather than to tell the police or mom and dad. And sure enough, this happened to this young girl. She confirmed that she was sexually exploited and exploited for money, meaning she was blackmailed for money through social media. Well, since then, our task force obtained a search warrant and an arrest warrant, and he's been taken into custody a second time at his apartment. And he is now being released on bail. His bail has been brought down from $500,000 to $75,000. Not my favorite thing, you might imagine, because that is a trend going on in our society here to lower the bail. So that's the latest update on that. And we've taken way too much time for that, but we want you to know what is happening. Now, we have 3 guests today, so we're going to move right along and get right into this. What happened with us is Million Kids is a 501c3 nonprofit, and we're always begging for money any way we can. We're a small agency, we're very efficient, and we've trained thousands of people and had a lot of kids that we've been involved with. And along that way, we applied for a grant from Walmart, the supply chain group, the Automated Consolidation Center group, okay? And they gave us a grant. And so we got to go to the ceremony where they give you one of those big old honking checks. They're always impressive. You can't take them to the bank, but they look good, you know? And we had a ceremony, and I met these folks. So I'm going to just introduce them, and we're going to get started with this. The first person I want you to meet is Daniel Barrera, and he is the general manager of what they call the ACC, Automated Consolidation Center, here in the Inland Empire. Is that right?
That's correct. We are the first automated consolidation center for Walmart in its supply chain, and we're proud to be here in Colton, California.
All right. Well, it's impressive going there. Whoa. I need a GPS just to get through the automation center, you know. But anyway. Okay. And Doreen Samboin, is that correct?
That's correct.
And you work with Dan, is that right?
Yes, I'm his assistant.
All right. And then Tisha Snyder, you are the human resource manager, right?
Yes.
Oh, we're going to have you on here because I bet you're looking for people or looking for work, right?
Definitely.
Okay. Well, it was really, really exciting. We've got a couple of minutes here before we take a break. Daniel, can you tell us a little bit what the Automated Consolidation Center is?
Sure, absolutely. We're designed to be a facility that services the 42 regional distribution centers across the United States that in turn service 4,700 stores in the continental United States, Alaska, Hawaii, and Puerto Rico.
Holy cow.
We provide them with general merchandise for their stores and really at a design capacity of about 5 million cases per week. So that's what travels through our facility.
And that's coming out of Colton, California?
That's coming out of Colton, California, the hub city. The reason we're in Colton, aside from the fabulous workforce, is the fact that it is the hub city. So 36 of our 42 lanes actually travel over the rail system. That's how we get them as far away as Raymond, New Hampshire, and Brooksville, Florida.
So a lot of your work, I can just imagine the people are listening to this goes, there's one of those trucks in front of me. But a lot of it goes out on train, is that right?
It does, yes.
Yeah, you see that, and it's say how impressive that is. I know in Riverside, going out that 60, you see all your trucks everywhere you go. Mm-hmm. So,
and it takes a lot of wonderful people to go ahead and do that. So we have a starting wage of $18.40. Wow. And that really affords us the opportunity to not only build a high-class culture, one that it's looking to continue to add to the nation's largest retailer, but affords us the opportunity to go ahead and ensure we support organizations like yours, Millions Kids.
Yeah, well, I truly appreciate it. How many square feet is that?
It is 341,000 square feet, which is small for a distribution center. But again, we've gone vertical with our automation, which comes our name, ACC, Automated Consolidation Center. So we're able to process millions of cases a week. As a matter of fact, 2 weeks ago was the first 3 million case week we had.
Holy cow, can you imagine? Well, I know I'm going there. I just thought this thing is like a city in itself, and I don't know how you even find the bathroom in there.
Well, we're actually really well branded. So once an associate comes into the facility, they understand their walk path into the building. It's safe for them, and they're able to go ahead and get in and out of the facility. We're currently at 930 quality, strong Walmart associates, and we're looking to take that to 1,040, and that's what we're going to do over the next couple months.
Oh, that's great. Well, we're coming up against that break, folks, so we're going to get deep into this. Just stay with us. We will be right back.
Societal Shift, A World Without Borders and a Home Without Walls. This is the most important book you will read this year, especially if you have children or grandchildren. We are living at the most important time in all of history. In 2020, the entire world will be connected by internet, more than 6 billion people coming together. Technology will provide many great advantages for our kids, but a world without borders for our kids is also a world without borders for pimps, predators, pedophiles, cartels, and organized crime. It is a home without walls because 87% of the kids sleep with their phone. It is the greatest societal experiment of all time. Our kids are technology geniuses, and their parents are technophobic. Some are techno-impotent. New apps come with no warnings on how a predator will use them against our kids. Advancing technologies like encrypted messaging, vaporware, artificial intelligence, cryptocurrency, and the dark net will challenge law enforcement, teachers, and parents to keep kids safe. Recent research states that 9,000 kids a day are being blackmailed with a naked photo, and 58% will meet their predator. It is indeed a societal shift, and one in which most parents are unprepared. If you are a parent or grandparent, teacher, counselor, or social worker, please take time to read Societal Shift. Only $18.99 plus $6 shipping. Order today at millionkids.org. That's millionkids, millionkids.org. It'll be the greatest gift you can give your family and yourself. Order Societal Shift today. Million Kids takes checks and credit cards. Opal Singleton, the author, will personally sign the book and send it to you. Again, go to millionkids.org and order Societal Shift today. Join Million Kids. Keep our kids safe from predators.
Hello, this is Opal Singleton of Exploited Crimes and Technology. Hey, there are many good restaurants in the Inland Empire, but really great restaurants are hard to find. Let me tell you about the Toasted Barrel in Corona. It's a trendy, upscale steakhouse with great pasta and seafood. It's a fantastic choice for birthdays and anniversaries or just that special night out with your loved one and friends. Inland Empire magazine has awarded them Best Restaurant and Brunch for the past 3 years. The owners, Ed and Shirley, are friendly and attentive to your needs. If you're a prime rib connoisseur, this place is for you. Go ahead and try it out. The Toasted Barrel, located at 1300 El Sobrante Road in Corona. Or Google them at Toasted Barrel to make reservations. I guarantee you, you're going to love it. Be sure and tell Ed and Shirley that Opal sent you. It will be a night you'll never forget.
Real estate sales in the Inland Empire are really hot. Sellers and buyers recognize that these low interest rates will not last. Sean and Colleen at Caldwell Banker Armstrong Properties in Riverside are proud to sponsor this show. They are the best in the Inland Empire. They're fair, honest, creative, and they care about you and your situation. If you're in the market to buy or sell a home, call Sean and Colleen at 951-529-4066.
AM 590, The Answer.
Hello, this is Opal Singleton of Exploited Crimes and Technology. Thank you for staying with us. We have 3 impressive guests today from the Walmart supply chain, the Automated Consolidation Center. So this is not like your local store. This is like a city where they store all this stuff that they put on trains and trucks and send out across the nation. And I got to go there recently, and I'll tell you, it's just a whole new world. And so I'm going to start off here. I'm going to just take you one at a time. Daniel, you start. How did you get into this? And tell us a little bit about what you do there.
Absolutely. So I joined Walmart 5 years ago, this upcoming July 5th. So excited to go ahead and celebrate that milestone anniversary for Walmart. I actually grew up inside a facility just like the one we opened here in Colton.
Really?
I actually worked for FedEx Ground coming out of school for about 6 years, run a very similar operation with one distinct difference. We're the nation's largest retailer as opposed to doing business to business customer service type items.
Wow, that's cool. Now, are you from Southern California?
I am not. I am originally from the East Coast. So I was born and raised in New Jersey. Spent the first 18 years of my life there before traveling for school and going to school in Pennsylvania and Florida.
Wow, Pennsylvania. I could kind of tell that New Jersey attitude. You can spot it anywhere.
I've been told that before. I've lost the accent long ago if I ever did have it. But yes, I still remain the same transparent and straightforward individual.
I'm from Kansas, but we tried to hide that every chance we did. My mom says I got my first tricycle and went for the border. I was out of there. Anyway.
There you go. Originally, my family is actually from Ecuador. So
is that right?
That's correct.
Now, do you speak Spanish?
I do. I actually learned Spanish before I learned English. That was one of the things about growing up in my grandmother's household. She said if I wanted anything from the bottle to being changed, that I would have to ask for it in Spanish. And that's how I kind of learned Spanish first.
Wow.
So it really does aid me as I go through not only this business, but being in Southern California and be able to really speak to a big cross-section of our associate base.
Yeah, big advantage. Doreen, tell us about yourself.
Well, I've been born and raised San Bernardino, California. I've been here my whole life. I started with Walmart in 2019. So I've been with Walmart. I started with the e-commerce in Chino, California. And when Danny was going in and starting this whole automated consolidation center, I went ahead and joined with him, and we've just grew the building together, and just it's been an amazing adventure.
I bet it has. What is e-commerce that you do? Do you sell stuff online? Is
the e-commerce is the .com, the Walmart.com.
You can tell I never have time to shop online. I'm so busy researching these crazy subjects that it's all I can do that. Okay, Tisha Snyder, tell us about yourself.
I am a 17-year Walmart manager. I got the start with Walmart here in Southern California when we first opened Apple Valley Distribution Center.
Oh, wow.
I was a manager for them. I helped to hire the first 680 associates. That took me about a year and a half. And then I moved into the operation, worked in the receiving department, and realized that my love was with the HR department. So I got promoted to be their HR office manager. Spent about 7 years hiring many more associates over time, and worked on another promotion to be the transportation HR manager. So 10 years into my career, I got a promotion from Walmart to manage all those drivers you see on the road here in Southern California.
Do you really?
Yeah, so 250 drivers.
Oh, are you kidding?
And it was a great time for 5 years, just learning about each of those drivers, hiring them, and just teaching them the Walmart way.
Oh, wow. That is impressive. So it sounds like Walmart does a lot of promoting within.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Huh.
Yeah,
wow.
I didn't plan to stay 17 years. I grew up here in Southern California, and I had quite a few different positions and with different companies, all in logistics and transportation. But once I got to Walmart and I saw how they treated their associates, the promotional opportunities, I had to stick around.
Wow. So I'm off on a tangent here, but I'm just interested as I can be. What's it like to manage 200 truck drivers?
Well, the truck drivers, I don't do it alone. We do have a general transportation manager, operations managers, and we have great driver coordinators, maintenance team to help them. But really, the drivers are managing themselves out there on the road. They're on the road for 14 hours a day.
I know.
They're away from home 5 days a week, sometimes 6. And they really take care of us. And I'm just there as their support. You know, if they need a leave of absence or something's going on with their paycheck, I'm there to be their support.
Oh, that's terrific. So I want to go back here to Daniel. Daniel, tell me what you do. You're the general manager. I can't even imagine the amount of responsibility you carry.
Yeah, well, I got a fabulous staff that assists me with that. You can see two of them here along the way. Doreen obviously manages a lot of our associate relations events. So we recently celebrated our 3 million case week. She brought Carl's Jr. on site to grill burgers for all the associates there. You know, Tisha does a large part of the hiring for our facility, as well as being the face of our people and assisting them with any of the opportunities they had, as she just described. I've got a staff of an environmental health and safety manager. I've got a maintenance manager and a quality assurance manager that all assist me to really drive the business. So 340,000 square feet. It's going to be 1,000 associates. We manage relationships across those 42 buildings I talked about. And really day in, day out, I work for those individuals, in all honesty. If it wasn't for the 1,000 associates that move millions of cases, we couldn't have the facility we do. So a lot of coordination, a lot of engagement with the team out there, a lot of setting the vision. That's really what we did primarily when we sought to open this facility. We came up with a very simple concept. We were going to deliver the perfect load every time. And that's what we set out to do. And we're going to do that by combining world-class talent and the automation that Walmart designed for this facility to make that happen. All along the way, we have one driving principle, that our associates' lives and well-being are pricelessly valuable to us. And as we take all that and put it together, it becomes easy, right? Everyone buys into that vision, everyone drives for the same goals, and everybody understands what the next milestone is, what the next iteration of our business is. We went live February 27th of last year, had our opening day ceremony. You were part of our 1-year celebration. And to go from day one and 3 million cases a week later, on a path to do 3.8 million cases a week by the end of this year, we support a lot of the business going into these larger distribution centers. And we want to be provide that great customer service for all. That includes internal customers, our associates that do the job every day, and the external customers, those DCs receiving our freight.
Wow. So I need to ask you, do you have a skateboard or rollerblades, or how do you get around in there?
Well, that's a great question. We have a couple different means of transportation. It's actually 1.2 million if you include the square footage in the yard. So we have anywhere from 20 to 40 trucks in our yard at any given point. You've got upwards of 800 trailers that are in motion, right? Either being unloaded, being loaded, or potentially sitting empty or full, waiting to be unloaded. And as we manage all that environment, we have the occasional golf cart, we have the pickup truck you see outside, but mainly we lose the interaction with our associates if we're not walking the floor and engaging with them at a foot level. So, you put in a couple 20,000 steps a day and you go home a little tired, you go home a little sweaty. I used to wear an Apple Watch. Now I just confide in the ability that I can get down the dock and back up the dock.
You don't need the gym in the place. Do you have a gym in there? No, you don't need that with all you're doing.
No, your average associate will actually touch more than 3,500 cases a day.
Is that right?
So despite being an automated consolidation center, we really do rely on our associates to manage the business. So they're interacting with that equipment. We have an automated case labeler that introduces a label to a case. The associates managing the cleanliness of that equipment, whether it's running, the changing and swapping out of labels. And then, of course, the case introduction into that environment. Sure. So a case goes on, a case has got to come off. And we've got associates stationed on either side of that to make sure that happens.
Wow. Well, one of the things I know that you're known for is your charity and support of local organizations like ourselves. And I know for me, it just made all the difference in the world in COVID, because all of us, I'm sure you were hit with the COVID thing. In our case, we couldn't make it was just a nightmare. I couldn't believe it. Our corporation has been in business 13 years, and we travel across the United States making live speeches and selling our books. And suddenly March 12th hit of last year. And we just it was over. It was like dominoes just went. All of our schedule for the rest of the year just collapsed. And we had to learn a whole new business model of Zooming. Now I Zoom sometimes 7 hours a day. It makes you crazy, but to have the local community come forward and support organizations that were being impacted by COVID is just worth its weight in gold. And I so much appreciate that. We're going to be coming up against a break here in a minute. I want to really go into a little bit about your the charity and the support of your local organizations when I come back. This is Opal Singleton. It is Exploited Crimes and Technology. I want to thank each and every one of you that follow this show. I hear from you during the week. Some of you actually call me with cases or just to say you're praying for us. And that means the world to us, quite frankly. So we are up against that break. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Hello, this is Opal Singleton of Exploited Crimes and Technology. I want to tell you about a book I wrote called Seduced, The Grooming of America's Teenagers. It's all about how predators access, groom, recruit, and exploit our young people using social media, online gaming, video chat rooms. Technology is changing at the speed of light, and we have to understand how to keep our kids safe from predators. So you can get this book by going to www.millionkids.org. It's $16. I'll sign it and I'll ship it to you personally. We hope that you will order this book, educate yourself about how to keep our kids safe in this day of changing technology. Join us each Saturday for our radio show at Exploited Crimes and Technology at 3 o'clock on AM 590, The Answer. Hello and welcome back. This is Opal Singleton and this is Exploited Crimes and Technology. And we are brought to you by Million Kids and also by the Riverside County Anti-Human Trafficking Task Force that we support their work. So I want to get back to our guest today because this is really fascinating stuff to just, I guess it's easier for me because I went there and saw it and thought, holy cow, this is unbelievable. But one of the things that happened at the break is the producer pointed out that they opened in February and COVID hit in March. And boy, I'll tell you, it hit us as a nonprofit in a big way. But that must be something in a distribution center that size to open that up. And 1 month later, the whole world goes upside down.
Yeah, so we actually onboarded our first associates the January of the previous year, but these associates were painting walls, watching the construction happen. Our real go live and all lights on was in February, and we chose that date, February 27th. It was just a couple of weeks before the pandemic essentially shut everything down. I will tell you, we were a little insulated at the time. We had a bang out celebration, in all honesty. We had our MHE vendors there. We had corporate sponsors there. We had local community leaders like the mayor of Colton and others as well that had joined us for that day of celebration. We put on a great show. And then, of course, 2 weeks later, we're talking about, completely changing the way we run our business. And it came pretty quickly. I still remember the first date we were asked and mandated to wear masks every day in the facility. Yeah. I still remember some of the initiatives we took right off the bat to include the health screening at the front of the facility. And when you have 200 associates streaming through a door at one time, the first iteration involved my entire management team gloved up with glasses and masks on, taking temperature with a handheld scanner and then turning into infrared technology and be able to register an associate's temperature as they came through. But all the while, Walmart really took care of their associates along the way. And I think that's what aided us in actually hiring over 1,000 associates last year despite the pandemic.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Wow.
So there was a couple things that occurred throughout the year. One of those were just the sheer cash bonuses that were given out by Walmart itself, so our associates could take care of themselves. The local facility, so Tisha here was a primary driver in creating care packages early on. So in May of last year, with the pandemic in full swing and really a lack of paper goods and supplies out there.
Oh, I got to hear this. Tisha, how's that work?
Yeah. So I was in the store and the shelves were empty.
Wasn't that a weird deal? I mean, there was no meat. People are fighting over toilet paper.
Yes.
I was like, we were talking about how weird that was, and it was only less than a year ago.
Yes. And so Danny and I talked about it, and we have a distribution center that's close to us that takes care of the paper products that ship to the stores. And we requested that they take care of us and our associates, and we purchased paper towels, toilet paper.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah, we threw in some rice and some tomato sauce and beans.
That redefines employee benefits, toilet paper.
It does.
But I'll tell you what, last year when nobody could find it anywhere, that would be a gift.
It does. And, all the management team met with the associates in the parking lot. They drove up to the little stations we had set up, and we loaded them up, and it was just smiles all day long. It was great.
That's really cool.
It really was a good event, to include a case of water as well thrown in there for our associates, and they all benefited for that, so they could take care of the family, because the reality is we never shut down. We managed what's very close to a 24/7 business throughout the pandemic.
Oh, I bet.
And these associates really didn't have time to head out to the store as everyone's competing for the same items. They're at work delivering those supplies to everyone in need, everyone that looked for Walmart for those supplies. We want to make sure we took care of them internally as well.
Actually, I never really thought about it, but in essence, you were a first responder, because the things that families were most concerned about are the things that you're delivering.
Yeah, absolutely. Every day we showed our spirit and our spirit within the community to come to work every day and really take care of our customers, right? At the same time, as leadership, we had to take care of our associates, and we did that. We created an outdoor break area with 80 seats in it so we can manage social distancing. Wow. Doreen went ahead and procured a large, was that 100-foot square tent where we could fit all those tables under there. We moved and got electricity run into areas we never thought we'd put them, so space out microwaves and food warmers. Wow. We put chairs in various portions of the facility and cordoned them off so we could have designated break areas that were larger than just the 150-seater cafeteria that we originally had. And every bit along the way, we kind of innovated to include surrounding these two young ladies with plexiglass as they met with associates who had, whatever need they needed taken care of. And we had to provide that service. So we were there every day making sure that happened.
That's really great. Well, tell me a little bit about your charity program and what you're doing. I mean, we were just one of many recipients. How does your charity program, if there's an organization out there that wants to apply or give us some success stories that you have, I'm one of them. So
you are, definitely. So we have two programs. So Walmart has a great grant program where each of their distribution centers across the United States offer grants to local organizations. Mm-hmm. The general manager and the HR manager get together and they look at the grants as they come in over the computer system through walmartfoundation.org. Mm-hmm. And we try to make sure that we're giving back to the community in a way that is valuable to all of those nonprofit organizations. So we try to spread the love is how we talk about it behind the scenes, and really take care of the organizations that we feel and we see are really making a difference out there in our communities, which, again, is a reason why we donated to Million Kids. The second program is an associate program. Mm-hmm. If the associates go out and donate their time, for example, to Million Kids and maybe go to an event and, take care of things that you guys are fundraising for, when they spend 25 hours with an organization, Walmart donates $250 in their name back to that organization as well.
How cool is that?
Yeah, many associates really get into it because when they ask the question and they've heard about it from our orientation class, right from their first day of work, they get excited because they can see the value that's going to go back into an organization they're already donating time to.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. So, Daniel, we were talking earlier a little bit about your programs that you're running there and how you were recovering from COVID. Why don't you pick up from there and tell us, are you able to get employees? Are you expanding? What are you doing at this time? And how are you coming out on the other side of COVID?
Yeah, so business continues to grow, and we've got a plan, from a business solubility standpoint to continue to onboard and ramp cases into the facility. Again, we are the first automated consolidation center, and we expect an additional network to be built around us. We're excited about the work we're doing here and what that means for the larger organization, with Walmart and our supply chain to really streamline freight into our stores so that when you go to the store, the right product is there at the right time for your needs. throughout the year, we've had to kind of innovate different ways to continue to hire. We've gone from having Zoom events that were huge classrooms. So, the local tech schools, because they're always in need of maintenance technicians to keep all that automation running. So we had career fairs online. We had events in our parking lot trying to drum up additional interest for the facility. We've gone on the air, and I really appreciate you having us here today to talk about what we do, because we really believe not only in the facility that we've created, but also in servicing our local community and making sure we're a good partner. We've engaged with the Center for Employment Development. We've engaged with all local partners to ensure not only our name is out there, but everyone understands the benefit of being a Walmart associate, because that's really what we're talking about. Yes, you're going to be able to provide a good living for your family. Yes, you're going to be treated fairly. Yes, it's a great culture and a great environment to work for, but there are other benefits. Tisha talked about her long career already and some of the promotional opportunities we've had. We've had 7 internal promotions in our facility alone, and we're only talking about being open for really the better part of the last year and a little bit before that as we began onboarding and setting up the facility itself.
Sounds really, really good. My name is Opal Singleton, and the reason that I wanted to invite these folks to join with us is because last year, when everything was really, really tough for everybody, they still did the charity give back to the community of the Inland Empire. And I just think that's very, very impressive. When everybody else was consolidating, they're still looking for ways to give out. And Million Kids was one of those recipients. And one more time, I'd like to say that how much it meant to us that you would consider us, because when you get a case like COVID, what a lot of people don't understand, in our business of Million Kids, we do prevention and intervention of kids who are sending out naked photos where they end up getting blackmailed. The whole family gets involved. It really gets bad. A lot of times they get physically exploited. Sometimes they get pushed into sex trafficking where they're being blackmailed and feel like they can't get out. And our work just doubled, tripled. It was just amazing how busy we are after the COVID and even ongoing today. So to be able to have the local corporations in the community fund us and support us has been really, really important. This is Opal Singleton. I appreciate each and every one of you that share the show with each one. Please follow us at millionkids.org. We have one more segment, so we'll be right back. Stay with us.
Custom Service Systems, a proud supporter of Million Kids, is a family-owned and operated commercial cleaning company servicing the Inland Empire and surrounding areas since 1974. CSS takes pride in their ability to maintain the business facilities they serve and their long-lasting relationships with their valued clients. CSS provides a variety of cleaning systems customized to client needs, including deep cleaning and disinfectant to be COVID-19 compliant. From basic office cleaning to windows and floors, CSS will clean up your mess so you don't have to stress. Custom Service Systems cares about families and communities and wants to give back. Custom Service Systems are proud supporters of Million Kids to keep kids safe from predators. If you need the best cleaning services for your business or corporation, contact Custom Service Systems at cssclean.com. Again, cssclean.com, or call 951-781-9345. That's 951-781-9345. You will know you found the best. Custom Service Systems.
Hello, this is Opal Singleton of Exploited Crimes and Technology. Let me tell you about my friend Doris Anderson at Remax Realty in Upland. She is amazing. She's kind, she's patient, but she listens. And she's informed, and she will help you with your real estate transaction in a way that works for you. Doris, in full disclosure, often supports the work of Million Kids because she cares about young people. But she knows how to analyze a market, how to market a property, and how to find just the right transaction for both buyers and sellers. If you're looking to buy or sell real estate or invest in income property, contact Doris Anderson at Remax Realty 951-733-8899. That's 951-733-8899. 951-733-8899.
This message is all about Million Kids, the organization that helps locate missing kids throughout Southern California and educates to keep kids safe from predators. Million Kids educates school administrators, teachers, parents, and teenagers how predators identify a potential victim and the methods they use to recruit innocent kids. BMW of Riverside is a proud supporter of Million Kids. Visit BMW of Riverside at the Adams Street exit off the 91 freeway or click bmwofriverside.com.
AM 590. The Answer.
Hello and welcome back to Exploited Crimes and Technology. This is Opal Singleton. I wanted to just take a couple of minutes out and say how much I appreciate the Million Kids community. You know, the last 2-3 weeks, I don't know. It's like, I don't know if it's not a full moon, but people are coming out of the woodwork. I can barely keep up. If I owe you a phone call or a text or an email, I'm sorry. I'm doing everything we can, but this really is an important time in our society. For the last 9 months, we've had so many kids online, and they're just younger and younger, and they get that technology. They really do. They're just so darn smart. It's scary, but they don't always understand what a pedophile is all about or where a naked photo goes when you hit send. And so many of you have heard us speak as we've gone out and educated. Most of you know that we have a movie coming out this summer. It is expected in April, and now it's going to be in June, about, you know, how the internet's made, and is for classrooms. It's for students all across America to really understand the latest technologies and what it means to have 1 million followers, and quite frankly, where those naked photos go when you hit send, because every kid believes it's not going to happen to them, and they're so naive. So I really appreciate each and every one of you that are loyal followers that donate to this show. You can do that just by going to millionkids.org. You can hit that donate button, not the donut button, that's for me, donate button, okay? Or the text, you can text, and if you're old-fashioned, you can cut us a check. But I truly, truly appreciate each and every one of you that do that. And those of you who write to me, you know, you tell me your stories about how something that was on the air made a difference in your life, or you have a child that you're very, very concerned about, and you can do that at Opal, OPAL, at millionkids.org, and we can, you know, route you off to get some counseling. If you have a child that has a naked photo and they're being blackmailed, they probably aren't going to go and tell you, but their behavior will change. They'll begin to shut down a little bit. Maybe they'll start to cut. They might start to miss school. Now if they're back into real school, they'll get very secretive. They can't sleep. Their eating patterns change. Sometimes they start to run away. And if you see that, you know, you're free to contact me at Opal at Million Kids. We are not 911. If someone is in trouble or you're seeing somebody being violated, you call 911. But we can help you and assist with you. And in the meantime, thank you. Thank you to BMW of Riverside for supporting our work, and San Manuel Casino and Walmart for supporting our work. We truly, truly appreciate it. So with that, I've taken enough of my time. I have 3 really fine people here from the Walmart Center, and I want to just kind of open it up. Anyone here, what can you say to the people in our community that they need to know about what you do and the opportunities that are out there?
I'll jump in. So the people that are out there listening, we appreciate them just like we do you, Opal, for what you do for our community. And we've got jobs at Walmart. Our Automated Consolidation Center has 4 shifts. We are hiring folks to help us move our cases to our customers, which is really essentially all of us that shop at Walmart, me included. So what we have is inbound associates, outbound associates. We even have asset protection, which we now have coined environmental health and safety. We have human resource associates. We've got a maintenance team that helps keep our conveyor belts running, our tilt tray system working.
Yeah, you don't think about those jobs, do you?
Yeah. We've got management positions, and it's a growing facility. We started a little over a year and a half ago with our team. About a year in, we had about 427 associates. We've now grown to about 895 associates. Wow. Our plan is by the end of the year to be at 1,040. And I can tell you that our turnover is very low for the industry, 38%. Mm-hmm. And it's because when folks join us, they like what they're doing. They see that it's a fulfilling position, getting that freight out to the customers. So we've got a couple of ways that they can apply for a position with us. Should I tell you about those now?
You bet. Go for it.
All right. The first one is with the technology, they can text.
Text.
They can text.
They can text for a job.
They can.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's easy.
How do you text?
You text 240, and you can just put in their job or
Really?
career. And we're going to send you a message back and get you a link, and then you go online. And under our distribution center section, you look for Colton, California, and then the jobs are all listed right there. The other way to apply... 240.
Wow, I'm impressed.
Thanks. The other way to apply is to go to careers.walmart.com, and then essentially you get into the same area, look for distribution centers, Colton, California, and those freight handler positions.
So that's careers.walmart.com.
That's correct.
Careers.walmart.com. And then it takes you into how to apply.
Correct.
And you don't have to be a rocket scientist because, some people are like tech kind of like,
Yes, definitely. Well, we've got a team of 6 HR associates that contact those folks. And if they have any trouble with the system, we can help walk them through that. But our folks are pretty savvy that are applying nowadays.
Oh, that's cool. Daniel?
Yeah, so just to double down on that message, appreciate that. We are available at careers.walmart.com. You can text 240, starting wage at $18.40 and going all the way up to about
$19.75, Danny.
$19.75, depending on the shift that is selected. We're looking for unloaders. We're looking for loaders. We're looking for maintenance technicians, even yard drivers that can assist us moving trailers in and off of the doors to keep everyone productive inside the facility. And again, the growth opportunity is just amazing. You got to hear Tisha's story earlier, 17 years with the organization in a variety of different roles. Doreen's been in 2 different facilities and assisted me along the way in opening up this new facility. I've been in 2 facilities as well in my close to 5 years with Walmart, and really the opportunities abound. We've got a large campus and corporate headquarters in Bentonville, Arkansas, which is our home for Walmart here in the U.S. And opportunities exist across platforms at the home office, in our distribution centers, and at our retail stores.
Yeah. Well, I know you had us out there for our awards ceremony, and I met some really, really fine people. So you have high caliber employees. This isn't just something where you're running people through. I can tell you're very choosy on who you pick.
Absolutely. No, we want to make sure we are servicing the high standard we have, which high expectations are the key to everything. That's what our founder Samboin taught us, and that's what's inside his book. And when you walk into one of our facilities, it should feel that way. You should feel the level of engagement. You should feel the associates driving the business. You should see how easy it is to navigate a facility like that with the signage, with the branding. And we've got great engagement teams inside our facility. Yeah. We've got a safety team that really brings to leadership's attention and to each other potential safety risks out there. We've got a fire brigade in case of any type of emergency. We've got trainers that meet with Tisha and her team, that meet with our environmental health and safety team, and they go through the next onboarding class. They teach the fundamentals of how to be safe, how to be productive, how to have quality in mind, and deliver that perfect load, and really are responsible for driving the business forward. And again, just the growth opportunities that exist. Some people want to get on a different shift. Some people want to learn a new task. Some people want to grow and get into leadership positions or go to the home office. We have the Live Better You program, Tisha, which for $1 a day you can earn a college degree or a technical certification.
Really?
Yeah, we had our first graduate actually from the Live Better You program who graduated just this past semester, and we've got currently over 30 associates that are currently involved in that and taking advantage of that Live Better You program.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. Well, I've so enjoyed having our guests today. These are really, really fine folks. If you know anybody that's looking for work, I highly recommend them. And I also want to take this time out now just to remind you that as we are coming out of COVID, that doesn't mean that all of the exploitation that we're experiencing is going to stop. What I'm starting to see now is that more and more kids are online and more are younger. And it is so important, mom and dad and grandma and grandpa, that you educate yourself on how literally sextortion and social media exploitation work. You can do that at no cost whatsoever by going to Million Kids, MILLION, millionkids.org. Go in and sign up for those insider alerts. If you do nothing else but that will help you. Now, there are all kinds of resources on there to, signs of trafficking or if a child's behavior is changing and that sort of thing. We do a tremendous amount of work out in schools. Right now, we are already being just absolutely swamped with invitations to get back into schools. We have, as I said, trained over 500,000 people, and many of them are students, and some of our best cases come when you train teenagers. One of the things I learned very early on are teenagers do not want to be violated. They want to be leaders, and it is up to us to empower them, to educate them, show them what to look for, and how all of this works. So we are really, really busy, and I thank each and every one of you that have supported our work and that have stayed with us through this time. This is Opal Singleton. We're coming to the close of the show. Put your arms around your kids and tell them you're proud of them. Look at your spouse, tell them you love them, and I'll see you next Saturday at 3 o'clock on AM 590.
Societal Shift, A World Without Borders and a Home Without Walls. This is the most important book you will read this year, especially if you have children or grandchildren. We are living at the most important time in all of history. In 2020, the entire world will be connected by internet, more than 6 billion people coming together. Technology will provide many great advantages for our kids, but a world without borders for our kids is also a world without borders for pimps, predators, pedophiles, cartels, and organized crime. It is a home without walls because 87% of the kids sleep with their phone. It is the greatest societal experiment of all time. Our kids are technology geniuses, and their parents are technophobic. Some are techno-impotent. New apps come with no warnings on how a predator will use them against our kids. Advancing technologies like encrypted messaging, vaporware, artificial intelligence, cryptocurrency, and the dark net will challenge law enforcement, teachers, and parents to keep kids safe. Recent research states that 9,000 kids a day are being blackmailed with a naked photo, and 58% will meet their predator. It is indeed a societal shift, and one in which most parents are unprepared. If you are a parent or grandparent, teacher, counselor, or social worker, please take time to read Societal Shift. Only $18.99 plus $6 shipping. Order today at millionkids.org. That's millionkids, millionkids.org. It'll be the greatest gift you can give your family and yourself. Order Societal Shift today. Million Kids takes checks and credit cards. Opal Singleton, the author, will personally sign the book and send it to you. Again, go to millionkids.org and order Societal Shift today. Join Million Kids. Keep our kids safe from predators.